So now we'll look at actually importing audio into Maya. This is a really easy process. All we need to do is just go down to our timeline. We can right click and go to the audio menu. And here we are. Here we have the import audio. I've got audio already in here. I've got this red blocking one, which I may be using in the session that we're going to do. And now I've got that in. We can just kind of scrub through this audio and play through that audio real time. And we can see the waveform as well, so we can pick out certain points within this, which is really useful to be able to do. So what I'm going to do is go to audio. I'm just going to switch that off for a second. Go to my audio, import audio, and then I'm going to browse. I've got this on my assets. So in my assets within my 11 rig, got my audio in there, 11-second clip of March. Let's import that in. And then I can just go to audio, and we can just make sure we've got this audio one clicked on, and that is now.
Observe the Homo sapien. Observe the Homo sapien. Okay. Observe.
So that's our audio playing. And again, we can scrub back and forth through this. I've actually increased my timeline height a little bit so that we can see that waveform a little easier. And that's something you can do if you want to. When it's small like this, it's a bit difficult to see, especially when you're looking at certain peaks. Which is useful to be able to see those peaks and where the audio is happening. If you want to edit the audio in any way, I can go to audio. We go to the audio itself and go to settings. We have a couple of things in here, so we can offset this. Let's say we offset this by 50. Let's just give ourselves a bit more timeline. You can see you can offset the audio clip so it goes a bit further on in the timeline as well. Let's just set that back. We can add in some silence. We've got the start source again. What's useful here actually is this. This is the source end, so this is 273.2 frames. So I know if I want to see the entire thing, that if I just have a number bigger than 273, so let's say 280, then I can see the full audio clip. So another thing I can do in terms of playing around with the timeline, just to be able to go through the audio, is we can set bookmarks. So what I would normally do is work on this bit by bit. I wouldn't work on it as one whole. I'd work on maybe the first bit, maybe the next bit, maybe the next bit. So we can set bookmarks for this. The way that we do that, I'm just going to limit this a little bit so I can see a bit better. Let's say 200. If I just do shift middle mouse button and drag.
The Homo sapien.
So let's say we were doing that first bit there. You can just select around that. And down here we've got this add bookmark menu. So like the camera. So I can go in here. We can say observe the Homo sapien. Can give this a color. So I'll just leave it at the default for now. Let's have this red actually. Create. And then what we've got is this bookmark here, this area here that we can use just to visually see where the bit of audio is.
He believes he is a humble.
So then I could say, let's set our timeline from 60 to
Homo sapien.
Let me just do my starting frame, sorry. 60 to, let's say, 200 for a second.
He believes he is a humble, respectful visitor in nature.
So maybe that next bit. So maybe it starts there.
He believes he's a humble, respectful visitor in nature.
Grab that, bookmark. Do that. Let's create a different color. Create that. And then let me just move this time slider on.
But little does he know, his very presence on this planet irreparably changes it in nature. But little does he know.
Can also move the playback ahead and the a time slider around with these two areas here. So let's grab this.
But little does he know, his very
Let's grab this, shift middle mouse drag.
changes it.
No, do another bookmark. Let's say, what little does he know. There's a title, let's create that. And we've got all of those bookmarks there as well. So just handy to be able to see visually what's happening with this. So let's set this back to 0. And now I can see over this section. If I go to 48 on my end frame, I know I'm on this first bit. Okay, so just bookmarking, always useful to be able to do, as I said, as we've done with the camera as well. We can use that to our advantage. Essentially, that is it with the audio. That's all we need to look at. So it's just in there, ready to start animating.